Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Um, so let's see. In my opinion, one tier says it all as opposed to many tiers. It's not simply that. That's not simply the reason. Uh it's just a lot more subtle and fits Chizuru's character a lot more. But one sec. Hi Johan, I'm curious what you'll notice when you get to the episode, the end. They immediately caught my eye. I won't say more until the time comes. Huh. Will we get a season 6 announcement by the end of this season? Um, it's possible. Uh, Shiunji fans are speculating that we might get an announcement for season 2 of Shiunji Family. And they said that it has a color page. It has a lead color page in uh, a Young Animal magazine in the next issue. So there's a possibility we might actually get an announcement of Shiunji Family season 2. Which, by the way, like, it feels like a series you should finish as an anime, in my opinion, because if it is actually only 13 volumes, like, you can get pretty far, you know? If it actually just ends up being 13 volumes as promised, which who knows, by the way, it could be longer or shorter, who knows. I think it would be worth adapting it. You know, it'd be worth adapting the whole thing instead of just stopping at season 1. So it seems like that's a possibility. As for season 6, look, I think it's happening. I think you can't like start the cohabitation and just fucking end. I think you can't really start the cohabitation and just kind of end. That's kind of crazy. You know, that's kind of bonkers. You can't start the cohabitation and just fucking end it. Like, they already got this far, okay? The anime already got this far. Like, you can't get this far and then just bail. You gotta commit. You know, I feel like if the anime does not get a season 6, it would be fucking insane. It would kind of be fucking insane. Now, granted, every single season, unless they knew otherwise that they would get another season, they've kind of always just, left it with that kind of ending of, oh, there could be more, but you should go read the manga. You know, they've always kind of done that. They've always ended the seasons with, there could be more, but go read the manga. The only two exceptions, so season 1 ended like this. Season 2 did not end like this because season 3 was already planned. You know? So season 2 did not end like this because season 3 was already planned. Season 3, however, did end like this because season 4 was not necessarily guaranteed. Right? So season 4 wasn't necessarily guaranteed. That's why season 3 kind of ended with I maybe go read the manga. Maybe we could get more. Ooh, aren't you interested? And then we got a season 4. Season 4 and season 5 were guaranteed. Those two seasons were absolutely guaranteed. So naturally, the end of season 4 was a complete cliffhanger. It's a total fucking cliffhanger. And it's because we already knew it would be 2 cores. Season 6 is not announced yet, but they've already teased stuff from season 7. You know, they showed Sumi in Joy Polis. You don't do that unless you plan to possibly make some more, or you just wanted to put a nice teaser for the fans, you know? So I do think we are getting a season 6, a season 7. I think they're going to commit to it. I don't see why not. Until it stops making money, they're not going to not do that. Now, I do think the next arc is going to be slow, so they would need to be kind of methodical in how they approach it, you know? Like, it could be a very fun arc, absolutely. But they could do some stuff to make it a little more appealing. But yeah, I do think we are still gonna get season 6 and season 7. I think so. I think you can't get this far and just bail. It'd be kind of dumb, in my opinion. But corporations have been known to be really fucking stupid. Like, the sad truth is, corporations are known to be really fucking stupid. So if they end up bailing, what can you do? What can you do? Hey, worse, we might get a season 6 and it looks genuinely horrendous. We might get a season 6 and it just looks fucking awful. I don't know. Let's see. A season 6 would just break the internet with rage, but joy for us. But again, when the internet gets mad, more traction. Let me rephrase that. One tier shows a lot of weight on Chizuru's emotions. Yes, but I think with the anime, they probably thought they thought it would be more effective to give Chizuru a lot of tears because it would make people feel a little more stuff. You know, I think that's why they made her like just bawl her eyes out, you know, just like full on cry. Because it would make it more, it would give it more weight. However, I think, in my opinion, it completely, I wouldn't say completely missed the point, but kind of missed the point. The reason I can't say completely is because it still captured the intent of Chizuru's loneliness. But the thing is, so this is my interpretation of why it's a single tier in the manga and not multiple tiers. Chizuru has been alone for a very long time. She's kind of used to being alone. Here, it's not just being alone, she's lonely and alone. That's what makes the scene so effective. So she only partially cries. She's not crying for the dead. This creates an amazing contrast between the cheer update and this event. Where in the cheer update, when she's crying for her dead grandparents, for her family, she bawls her fucking eyes out. Here, she's not crying for the dead, she's crying for the lack of living. There's nobody here. And so the scene, in my opinion, isn't supposed to feel super emotional. It's supposed to lack emotion. It's supposed to be empty. In my opinion, my read of the scene is that Chizuru's tears are just as empty as the place she is in. It literally makes her feel hollow inside. Like she feels hollow. There's nothing there. That's what makes the tears, personally for me, effective. The scene is not meant to have music. It's meant to be quiet. It's meant to be like a just, wow, I'm just alone. I have nobody. I'm just alone. And then she looks at this list of people and she sees Kazuya and she can't even call him because she thinks it's dumb. It gives another contextual meaning to the tier that because it's a single tier, what's a tier worth calling Kazuya for? I'm making a big deal out of nothing. What if the tier scene has music? I already know it has music. I already know it has music because I've seen. I saw the scene. I saw it came up on my feed. I saw the scene, so I already know that it has tears. I haven't seen a lot. I haven't seen the whole episode. I just know of that scene. So I already know the scene has music, and yes, it's emotional, and yes, it conveys the feelings of Chizuru's character. But it also feels kind of wrong, you know. Like it's capturing the loneliness. It's not so much capturing the alone. And I think that's a hard line to kind of follow. You know, it's a little difficult to do that. This is why I think Aerith is such a good Like Aerith and Tifa are such good comparisons to Chizuru, in my opinion. That's why I fucking love those characters, and I think they're such great comparisons to Chizuru because Tifa and Aerith both like experience loneliness and being alone, you know? Like Aerith is the last of her kind. She's literally alone. And she's lonely because she feels like she's alone. She doesn't have people. And even when she's around people, it's like she's the only one who's destined and has to do this thing, and nobody could really understand where she's coming from. Even the people who could kind of struggle to. Tifa, as a character, literally lost everyone she loved, and she just woke up with a big fucking hospital bill, and she's all alone. And she had to like build herself from the ground up, despite finding a found family of sorts. She's always constantly haunted by the fact that she is alone and that everyone she loved is gone. And so this comparison between Tifa and Aerith just fits Chizuru so fucking well. And I think the anime, in giving Chizuru so much emotions, kind of, in my opinion, took away from the the sad loneliness. Like here's a good way of putting it. They made you feel, oh, Chizuru is so lonely, poor thing, instead of, fuck, dude. Like when I read that, like the first time, I'm like, fuck, dude. Like I'm tearing up. Cause I feel how lonely and alone she feels, right? It's like her inner child is trying to cry and it doesn't feel like it can. That's kind of how I read the scene when I first read it. When I saw the scene in the anime, I'm just like, oh, poor thing, she's so lonely. That's the vibe it got from me, and I think that like kind of missed the kind of horror of the scene. There's a kind of sad horror to the scene that Chizuru is literally living with ghosts. No one is there but her. It's empty. She can't even really fucking cry properly. She doesn't even process the crying. She just kind of shed a tear and she's like, what the fuck? Right? That was literally Chizuru's reaction, like in the manga. So like here, let me pull it up. Right? In the manga, Chizuru literally sheds a tear and she just like looks and she's like, what the fuck? Right, so Chizuru gets home. And again, you make a contrast between her being a kid and her being an adult. She's cooking. She has the food. You hear the sounds, right? I think the anime captured the sounds well. You hear the TV. And she says, literally, it's a single tear. She's not crying from the other eye. It's just one tear. You turn the page and look at Chizuru. She's like, what the fuck? Okay. She wipes the tear. Maybe I really am lonely. Pulls up her phone. Looks at her phone. Sees Kazuya, right? There's specifically 5 people. She sees Kazuya. She looks. Puts it away. Gets up to do the dishes. See how it's like just normal? See how like it feels like there is emotion. She's absolutely feeling things, but it's so quiet. It's such a quiet scene. It's so contemplative. You can understand she feels lonely, right? Why doesn't she contact him? It's a single tear. Get over it. That's literally her thought process, probably. Bro, this is stupid. It's just a single tear. Why am I freaking the fuck out? It's just a tear. Right? Stupid. It's just a fucking tear. Get over it. She's being an adult. She's not acknowledging her inner kid. It's just a tear. I'm not going to bother him over a tear. That's why. And it's really sad that I would argue. So Reiji creates this contrast here between Chizuru's single tear. Right? There's a contrast here between Chizuru's single tear that's shed the many tears Minnie sheds the many tears Kazuya sheds. Compared to all of these tears, this one hits the hardest. A single tear, in my opinion, hits harder than all of the tears Kazuya and Minnie shed. Because theirs were fucking bullshit. Why was Minnie crying? Minnie is so happy that her 2 Oshis got together. And it's just a bunch of bullshit. They're not together. Why is Kazuya crying? Kazuya is like so happy that Chizuru doesn't hate him. And yeah, there's a beauty to it. Right? But it's a lie he was telling himself. She never fucking hated him. But at least for Kazuya and Minnie, there was someone to see them cry. Chizuru just sits there alone. She sheds a single tear that no one else sees. No one sees her one tear. It's just one tear. It doesn't matter. And yet I would argue this single tear holds so much more weight than all the other tears. But just as we might not think it's a huge deal, and no one sees it, so no one can verify its importance, Chizuru kind of doesn't value the tear either. And it's Chizuru not really recognizing the importance of her emotions. It is sad. This scene is, in my opinion, supposed to be incredibly sad. That's why I think making Chizuru do a bunch of crying kind of robs the scene a little bit. It's meant to be like really fucking tragic and kind of empty as fuck. And I think in my opinion, the anime kind of doesn't have that. In my opinion, the anime kind of doesn't have this sheer fucking emptiness that Chizuru feels, that Chizuru has lived with for a while now. Right? At least Kazuya and Minnie had someone to fucking see them cry. No one saw Chizuru's tears. Not a single fucking soul. Except for Kazuya. Who, by the way, chooses not to see that. Like, it gives, like it's so many different layers. It's like on one hand, you could think of it as Chizuru processing her emotions, right? All the emotions Kazuya and Minnie felt. Chizuru's now processing that, now having lost Kazuya. Or you could think of it in a different way, that Chizuru is just used to being alone. And this is in many ways because she comes home to this place, because she comes to this house, right? Because she goes back to this big place that actively reminds her how alone she is, she can't stand it. Right? The reason Chizuru was kind of okay being alone in the past is because she had that small room she was comfortable in, right? She had her own apartment and stuff. This house is just a bunch of memories that constantly make her sad, right? The house here feels so big and yet so empty, and it makes Chizuru feel small, right? That's the whole point of this shot. It's like the reason it looks so big, the size of the house makes her feel small. She feels like she's just way too small in this house, and she feels like she doesn't fucking exist. You know? It's really, how do I describe it? Maybe I'm not like saying the correct word. It makes her feel small, but it reminds her of how alone she is. You know, she's constantly being reminded of how alone she is, right? She was okay being alone before because she didn't feel like she was in a big house with nobody in it. Now she's back in this old house that's full of ghosts, and she's constantly being reminded she's alone. On top of the fact that she just lost her old home and she just disconnected with someone again. This tear, in my opinion, literally is Chizuru's grief. This single tear embodies the floodgates that we saw pouring down before, right? Those floodgates, when she was breaking down over her family, she's literally experiencing that again. But through a microcosm, like a small single tear, embodies all that pain, right? It's meant to be a flip of this. This, in my opinion, is a flip of 164 when she's crying her fucking eyes out. And the reason it's so effective, the reason in my opinion, why Chizuru's tears are so fucking strong here, why her single tear has so much more weight than Kazuya and Minnie's tears, is because you don't see her cry very often. You constantly see Kazuya crying, right? You constantly see him crying. Like he's shedding a tear every other fucking minute. You know, and the manga is even talking about that right now, right? When Minnie tells him the bullshit he wanted to hear, right, after Chizuru's thing, and Kazuya got all teary-eyed and emotional. Remember how in chapter 426, he's like, just as I was about to cry, motherfucker, you're about to see real goddamn tears. You're going to see someone actually fucking cry and get hurt, and you're going to see how you've been wasting your tears. Right? I think this is the point of that. I think tears are a big thing right now in the manga, because Kazuya is like constantly crying. Kazuya talks about crying and how the crying is going to end. And then you're being like, you were hinted at with Chizuru that she was crying in the background. In what is it? In the Odaiba date. Right? She said, I haven't cried since then, and that was a fucking lie. Because you saw her cry. Right? She says she hasn't cried since the cheer up date. That's a fucking lie. Because you saw her cry right now. I think it's the property tax. Okay. That's funny. She's selling the house because of the overhead and the cost house expensive. That's what she says. I think a huge part of it is that she doesn't want to deal with the house making her feel so small and so alone. And the house is like a constant reminder of what she lost. Like, I think it's more of the house is just a constant reminder of what she's lost. And it's just kind of fucking her up. I think that's more of the reason. The reason she gave Minnie is the expenses, the property tax and all that bullshit. But I don't think that's really the case. I think that's a part of it. I'm not going to say that's like that. That's not the case at all. It's absolutely a part of it. But yeah, no, I think crying is a huge factor in this. And this is really important, I think, because mommy in Hawaiians cries crocodile tears and people believe her. You know, like mommy cries, Ruka cries, Kazuya cries, Minnie cries, and you're seeing all these people cry. And you're like, oh, it's so sad. I don't want them to cry anymore. And I'm like, here's a person who's actually fucking suffered. Okay? Now let's see you cry. Right? And I'm not saying it's devaluing their tears. I'm just saying they have it a lot easier. And they're not considering how their tears are so much easier than this person's tears. You know, like you have the privilege of crying. You know, that that's kind of the thing I think a lot of people don't value in the world that we have these days. It's like a lot of us have the privilege to cry, and there are people out there who just don't get that, you know, and we don't realize how fucking hard they have it. I think that's what Reiji's trying to say. It's not that your tears don't matter. It's that you at least have the privilege to cry. Other people don't even get that. Other people like suffer and go through fucking hell. And they don't even have the time to cry because their life is so fucking hard. But you're so busy being worried about the stupidest shit and not considering how it's impacting the people around you. I think that's what Reiji's trying to say. And he's gonna do that through what's gonna happen with Umi soon. You know? You're gonna see like people actually really fucking struggling, and then you're gonna possibly change your perspective a little bit. But okay, let's watch the anime. I've kind of ranted for a little bit. Kind of ranted for a hot minute. Okay. Yep. They lost their house. Yeah, they split up. Mm-hmm. Chizuru leaves. There he is. He's about to cry again. Kazuya's crying, saying the world is cruel and nothing's gonna work out. And then, you know, he could have done something, right? You're seeing Kazuya get emotional, and you're not seeing how Chizuru is crying. Right? I think it's important that Kazuya cries a lot in this sequence. I think it's important Kazuya cries a lot in this sequence because he's like, ooh, woo is me, everything sucks. But bitch, you have a family at least. Right? At least Kazuya gets to go home and have a family. Yeah, his room is gone. He still has a family. Kazuya goes home and pretends like he doesn't have options. He absolutely fucking does. And at least he has a family, right? Chizuru doesn't have anybody. But Kazuya is like, oh, she can just pick another man, right? Kazuya is like, she can just pick another dude, and she'll be happy for life. Not realizing how alone she fucking feels. Yeah, this dude took his room. Okay. Chizuru is alone. Sad music. Okay. Nagomi's. The way Nagomi screamed was kind of peak. I love how he talks. Ohayo gozaimasu. Look at the way they drew him. Look at the way they drew this man. Look at the way they drew this man. It's fucking hilarious. It's actually genuinely funny. What the fuck? The way they drew him is so funny. Oh, a bunch of anime figures. Bro has a bunch of anime figures. I love it. He's an otaku through and through. I love it. Peak cinema. Peak cinema. I kind of want to check what it looks like in the manga. I like forgot what it looks like in the manga. My God. My God. Kazuya's room looks so funny now. Oh, this otaku mooch is terrifying. Oh my God, so funny. Kazuya doesn't have a room anymore. Chizuru has an empty house. Right? They're kind of like inversions. Kazuya doesn't have a room anymore. At least he has family. In contrast, Chizuru has a home with no one to live in it. I don't have a place anymore. This ain't too bad. Damn, he a broke bitch. He only has 5,400 yen. That's like barely $50. That's like barely $50. Dude is a broke bitch. This is just pocket change. I have no idea I was in such a bad way. Poverty, sigh of the nation. Sure, payday's coming up, but that's no number for an account balance. Oh man, tell me about it. I don't regret the money I spent on Mizuhara. I did end up having huge unforeseen expenses too. I need to find a new place. This is no time to be depressed. This is what I get for skipping work so many times at the start of the year. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, hold the fucking phone. Wait. It's the same. Oh my. It was always the same place. It was always the same place. The place he finds before he goes to live with Chizuru is the same exact place he was always going to move to. It's the same fucking apartment. Was it the same in the manga? I swear to Christ, was it the same in the manga? I will lose my goddamn... Oh my god, I think it is. Oh my god, it is. It's the same fucking place. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What? What? What the fuck? Wait, after the kiss in the taxi? Yes! Okay. Here. Hold on. I'm gonna get a good picture. Okay. Okay, look at this place. I'm gonna look at this place. Looks a little different in the anime. Looks a little different in the anime. Right? It's just a tad different in the anime. It doesn't look as run down. There's some stuff clearly different. It doesn't look as run down. I need a good shot of it. Damn. I need a better shot. 388. Is it there? It's literally the same place. It's just from a different angle. You're just seeing it from a different angle. It's the same place. This right here is over here. It's literally the same fucking place. It's just from a different angle. You're literally just looking at it from a different angle. Like, what the fuck? And he moved here May 19th. He was always going to move here. It's like Chizuru was just a detour. Dude, it's like living with Chizuru was just a detour. That's crazy. That's kind of bonkers. If we flip it, it's the same. Just let me see if I can get a better shot. One maybe here. Like, it doesn't look the same from this angle. But it doesn't look the same from this angle. Maybe it's like an actual house they modeled it after. I don't think it looks similar though. And the move date is the same. That's why I'm like so fascinated. The move date is exactly the same and it looks really similar. It just looks like you're seeing the house from a different angle. You know, it looks like it's literally been flipped and then some things were removed. Maybe we can get a better glimpse of it in like a Ruka chapter or something. Problem is like there's not many good like solid pictures of the place. I'll give it one more chapter maybe, and then I'll call it. There we go. Okay, here's a good picture of the place. Okay, it doesn't look the same from this angle. It has the walkway, so it has that walkway, but this walkway is a lot more run down. Yeah, and there's like a whole other balcony here that's not present there. But like, see, if it's like from this angle, it could look different. I feel like we're like seeing the back of the place. Yeah, it feels like we're seeing the back of the place, not the front. That's why it looks weird, right? I think this is like the front of the place where Kazuya is, and while we're seeing the front. And if you go to here, if you go to 386, windows don't have guardrails either. Yeah, if you go to 386 though, look at when Kazuya moves in. It kind of looks similar. It doesn't look the same, but it kind of looks similar. Regardless, like the fact that this is always going to be the place he was going to move is no coincidence. I don't think it's the same from when Ruka was camping in front of the apartment. This could just be the anime's redesign of the place, you know? This could, because they maybe couldn't find the place, right? Maybe they couldn't get the same exact place. But the fact that it's the same exact moving day is not a coincidence to me. The fact that it's the exact same moving date is not a coincidence to me. Kazuya literally says it's a month from now. That is not a coincidence to me, bro. I think this is the place. It just looks different in the anime. There are similarities. There are similarities, but it looks a little different in the anime. And he can't move in for a month from now. She says she was going home. Won't she feel lonely all by herself? Yes, bitch! She'd never move in with a guy she's not even dating. That doesn't mean you can't consider it! She's not getting in touch with me. You're not getting in touch with her either. She has nothing to worry about. She's only looking into her feelings anyway. Hey, Kazuya, have you considered? Hey, Kazuya, have you considered how you have 4 different girls that are into you? Oh, look! You keep talking about how Chizuru has a bunch of different options, man. And you have 4 different girls that are all into you. Huh. Pretty fucking funny. Big difference to me is that one you showed is a single unit on each floor, but the one we see in the manga is a W on each floor. Yeah, it does look different. I'm just saying there are similarities. In particular, the railway. Right? So, for example, Royal Hills had a double railway. You could go up from either side. But the place Kazuya is currently living in the manga, has a single railway. This one also has a single railway. It just happens to be pointing to the opposite side. It also looks like it's not like there's not two rooms up there. There's just one, like you said. So it's not exactly the same, but there are inherently similarities, and I don't know if that's the place. Like for all we know, when they get to season 8 or 9 or whatever the fuck season it's going to be in, like they'll animate it like they did here, you know. They could be using a different model too. I mean, in the manga, you can't outright tell, you know, like here. So like, let me show you what the manga looks like. It's the same place, only on May 19th, right? Same thing. And you kind of can't, like, it doesn't look like that place. You can't really make it out. You know, it doesn't feel like you can really make this picture out. And it looks like it has railings on the windows. Like, these look like the windows and they have railings. So, I don't know. Like, this could be that same place, or it could be the place they were showing. We don't know. It might have just looked different at the time, and it just looks like different now. I just think the timing is too perfect. Chapter 387 has the best view, I think. So the one 387, the best one I got is from 399. The best one I got is from 399. I'll look at 387, but I couldn't find a good one in 387. Oh, that is a pretty good one. You're right. That is a pretty good one. Ooh, all right. That is a pretty good one. Well, we can't compare it anymore. It's a little too late to compare it now. But that is a pretty good one. Oh. If my feelings change, she'll just move on? Huh. Interesting. That could be rooted in everything. I love her even if she doesn't feel the same way. We're too far apart. This is the problem with super popular girls. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. It is. This is the problem with guys when they're famous. This is the problem with super popular girls. Just as Kazuya is mischaracterizing Chizuru, Ruka is now mischaracterizing Umi. We're wrong about Umi. We are wrong about Umi. I'm like 2,000% certain. Oh my god. Yeah. No, we're wrong about Umi. I'm like so fucking certain. I'm so goddamn certain. We're absolutely wrong about Umi. the way Kazuya is making short-sighted, generalized judgments. Wait, what happened? Loki lost. Kazuya says, when speaking about Chizuru, this is the problem with super popular girls. Right? He's mischaracterizing Chizuru. He's making a generalization about her character because of his own shortcomings. Right? If you go back earlier, he says, my feelings might change. Right? If my feelings change, she'll just move on. She doesn't care. Right? I love her even if she doesn't feel the same way. We're too far apart. This is the problem with super popular girls. Okay? Let's switch to Ruka really quick. Ruka says, right? He tells her Chizuru is a girl I like. Ruka is just like, and he says, for this reason, it's not hard to believe why I'm curious when I see you and him locking arms. How many are there? Girls that you like. You probably say that to all the girls, don't you? Remember, I said I don't trust you. This is the problem with guys when they're famous. Ruka doesn't trust Umi. Kazuya doesn't trust Chizuru. And they don't trust them based on the generalizations of how they appear. Kazuya doesn't consider how Chizuru might be feeling the same thing as him. Ruka doesn't consider that Umi might be feeling the same exact thing as her. That maybe he feels lonely. Maybe he feels like he doesn't have someone else. Maybe he's more loyal than she could ever consider. Instead, she keeps making generalizations because of his line of work, because of how he appears, because of how he talks. All generalizations to say they're completely different when they're not. The problem is, and this is a theory I came up with on Twitter like 2 seconds ago, like before we or it would have been an hour by now, an hour ago before we started. I think you all think Umi's gonna be the villain. Watch him get hurt because of Ruka's actions, which in part is connected to Kazuya's actions and Chizuru's actions. I bet. So this is my theory for next time. I bet someone might be like following them. Right? We start the arc with Umi following Ruka. Then, when we switch back to them, right, he doesn't really follow her, he just contacts her, right? When we switch back to them, the first thing we see is fans coming up to Umi and talking to him. And what does Umi do? He lies and he says that Ruka is his friend. You don't understand the significance of this lie. Now, Umi is pretty incognito. He's wearing sunglasses. He's kind of like not really dressed super nice. And he's trying not to stand out. They're walking through a park. No one else is there. Now, let's give this some different fucking context. Ruka's a high schooler. Why is an older actor interacting with a high schooler? Ooh, that's some juicy bits. What's this man doing? Ooh, that's some juicy bits. Oh, this girl is dating this other guy? Huh. Well, that's interesting. Okay. But Umi is like going after her? Oh, he's a woman stealer. Oh, but then he's connected to he likes but then this guy likes this girl named Chizuru, and this guy also interacts with this girl that's betrothed. What the fuck is Umi doing? And then boom, Kazuya's actions inadvertently hurt Umi. I think Umi is gonna be a victim as a byproduct of Chizuru and Kazuya's actions. Sounds too complicated, I'm sorry. That's fine. That's fine. I think it would be so much more interesting You think Umi is the villain. Plot twist, he's the victim. And that's the thing. You think it's too complicated. Bro, you have not seen the paparazzi, and you have not seen what the fucking media does. They love to make shit too complicated, too fucking stupid, and it literally try to spin a story. So we're so certain Umi is the villain. Plot twist, he's not the villain, and he's the one who gets hurt. That would be such an interesting direction. The entire framing is presenting him as the villain. Plot twist, he gets hurt. You guys are the villains because you refuse to fucking deal with your problems. And that would dovetail with the current Shinji plot too. Dovetail. What's that word? I've never seen that word. Dovetail. Interlocking wood joints known for its exceptional strength. Oh, I get it. Oh, yep. Yeah, and that's literally currently happening in Shiunji. What is Umi currently doing right now? He's being pretty fucking incognito. What does Chizuru do when she, right? When does Umi approach Kazuya? At night, pretty incognito. The only character Umi has approached, even when he approached Chizuru during the day, again, pretty incognito. What does Umi warn Chizuru about when she's living with Kazuya? He warns her about like what could happen. He's warning her about the agency, and he's like, hey, did you talk to your agency? Did you make sure that nothing is going to happen? Nothing is going to spread? You assume it's pretty fucking negative. Plot twist, it literally happens to him because he's interacting with Ruka in the day. Right? Plot twist, it literally happens to him because he's interacting with Ruka in the day. Most of the time, Umi's interacting with the characters at night. No one else is there. It's just them. Plot twist, it's in the day, Ruka's pretty fucking loud, and she might say something and someone might overhear. Also, Umi's always running into people, like right after getting rejected in the depiction of Chizuru's outfit being described as low-key so as not to attract jealousy. She didn't want to attract attention from the... Oh my god, it's right fucking there. Right? What was Chizuru doing when she went to fucking reject Umi? Right? She knew how the entertainment industry is like. She fucking knew what the entertainment industry is like. She's not dumb. An outfit that avoids drawing unwanted attention in the jealous-ridden world of the show business. Umi's outfit kind of doesn't attract attention either. Ruka's outfit kind of doesn't attract attention either. And yet, maybe despite everything, you still draw some attention. Right? Umi naturally draws attention to himself. So Umi interacting with Ruka in the day might not consider how his actions could impact her and himself. He could hurt his own career and Ruka. Who knows? Umi is never low-key. He is. I mean, he knows how to deal with the paparazzi and his fans when they, like, show up, right? Like, so when, like I said, like, for instance, when the fans show up in the earlier chapter, so in 427, when the fans show up, people misattribute this because of how Ruka looks at it. Ruka sees these girls fawning over him. They're freaking the fuck out. When they ask him who she is, he says she's just a friend. Ruka is just like, we're not friends. Why the fuck are you lying? She never considers how he was protecting her ass. That he was literally shielding her from the problems. There could have been much worse problems, and he was shielding her from it. Because had he said, oh, she's just a girl, oh, she's just this person I ran into and we're talking about stuff, or we're on a date, or something fucking stupid, these girls would have made a whole scene. They would have looked into it. They would have been curious. You don't fucking know. Now, there's another factor into this. Ruka used to be a rental girlfriend. That could be a problem, too. Right? I could see this really blowing up. Not because of anything Umi did, but because of how his presence attracts attention. And because nobody was considerate of how his presence attracts attention, it blows up. He gets hurt. Everyone else gets hurt. Right? Because the paparazzi were on the fucking case. Some fans were on the case. Hell, maybe it's literally just some fucking people following them. Right? It could have been some fucking jealous actress who was into him following them. Who fucking knows? It could have literally been just some jealous actress following them. There were these actresses talking about Umi and how they wanted to get his number and how he's pretty fucking hard to deal with. So what is Umi gonna do about it once he gets hurt? Once he gets hurt, I don't know what Umi's gonna do. I mean, his reputation could really be hurt, and more so it would become about what would Kazuya and Chizuru do, right? Because Kazuya has misattributed so much of Umi's character and misunderstood so much of him. Anyways. Oh yeah, he literally says, it sounds like Chizuru doesn't like me at all. This is what I meant about earlier. He says, it sounds like Chizuru doesn't like me at all. Okay? And then when you cut to Ruka talking to Umi, she doesn't believe Umi's words because she thinks he says that to every girl. Right? She thinks he says that to every girl. He doesn't actually like Chizuru, right? Oh my god, I didn't even process this when we were reading the chapter. She doesn't believe he actually likes Chizuru and how he says this to every girl that he likes. Then proceeds to literally say... Why isn't this person good enough for you? You're both actors, a perfect match. But you just said earlier he was fake! You just said earlier that Umi is fake and you don't like him. And you wonder to yourself, why the fuck Chizuru wouldn't pick him? She literally just... Her whole complaint against Umi is that it doesn't seem like he's actually fucking serious about liking her. It doesn't seem like he really means it when he says he likes someone. And here she is saying, why isn't this person good enough for you? Ruka! She's not looking. She doesn't want reason. Ruka is not looking. Umi is standing in front of her. She's not looking. He's faceless. You don't see Ruka's face. It's not about Umi. She doesn't see Umi. She doesn't see what's going on with him and Chizuru. She doesn't care about any of that. None of this is about Umi at all. She doesn't see Umi one bit. Nor does she see Chizuru. She just sees herself. She just sees herself. I think, plot twist, I think Ruka's actions here in choosing to do what she's about to fucking do, you think Umi's gonna hurt her. It's the opposite. Because Ruka chooses to do what she's about to do right now, it results in Umi getting hurt somehow. Whether it be someone listens to them, whether it be Umi looking into this and because of this he gets hurt, who knows? I think what Ruka's about to do right now is gonna fucking hurt Umi. In my opinion, that's my bet. Her actions right now are about to hurt Umi a lot because she's not doing this for Umi. She doesn't care about Umi. She doesn't fucking see Umi. She doesn't know anything about him. It's all just assumptions. In the end, she doesn't really fucking care about Umi here. She 1 second she's just like, why doesn't Chizuru pick him? The next second she's just like, why is he so fake? And that directly parallels what Kazuya says here. It doesn't seem like she likes me. This is the problem with super popular girls. It doesn't seem like Umi actually likes Chizuru. It doesn't seem like he's actually fucking serious. This is the problem with popular guys. She doesn't know anything about him. He's making a whole bunch of assumptions about him. There's nothing I can do but keep giving her my love. Oh. Yikes. 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 What? Wait, guys have like no power here. Power? When did love become about power? Whatever happened to gender equality? Oh boy. Oh boy. Way to just like misattribute everything. Okay, Chizuru's shopping. Jesus, what did they do to her? Her design looks weird. You're looking more and more like your mother. Oof. I bet Chizuru did not like that. I bet Chizuru did not like that. Okay. Ooh. They're using the silence well. Wait, I'm kind of surprised. Wait, I'm kind of surprised they're using the silence well. Okay. Slight gripe. Small gripe. I don't like that they did a flashback sound effect. You know what would have been cool if they didn't have a flashback sound effect? They just had Sayuri say something. And it cuts as if she's there. That would have been so much more effective. They just have Sayuri say something and it just cuts as if she's there. They do that, but because they put sound, it distracts a little bit. Nice. 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 Okay. I love the silence. They're doing a good job with that. Okay, so full on crying. I've said my piece about this. Damn, she even sniffles. Hard breathing? Oh, it's really different. Oh, yeah, the scene's like completely different. Oh, the scene, ooh, wow, the scene is completely different. That's a really weird direction. Now I feel even weirder about it. So now I feel even weirder about this. Wow, okay, now I'm even more confused. I'm actually even more confused now. I'm gonna be real. Uh, the reason is they played it perfectly until she started crying. The scene was literally perfect until she started crying. Everything until that point was perfect until she started crying. I'm really confused. There's like tonal whiplash. There's almost like tonal whiplash where so much of the scene's execution was completely consistent. They captured the lack of sound. They captured how like empty it feels, how there's like nothing here. And then when she's crying, she's like bawling her eyes out. There's a lot of music. She's very emotional. She's really sad. It removes from the tragedy of the scene and how empty and dead it's supposed to feel. That's kind of why it feels like tonal whiplash to me. Because it's going like, oh, look at how sad it is, to catharsis. I think this kind of captures the issue with the anime, whereas the manga criticizes these kinds of tropes of like loneliness and sadness and how everyone feels about them. The anime plays it super straight. So the anime played this scene like literally the trope to a T. It played the scene fucking straight. It's just, oh, look, sad, empty, alone. Oh, she's crying. How sad. Ooh, woo. Ooh, oh, she can't call him. Oh, this is so devastating. They're so similar. Whereas in the manga, it's so much more. It remains empty. The emptiness never disappears. Uh, it never goes away. I feel like when you get the catharsis of her crying in the anime, there is like it kind of feels like the sadness is gone. You know, Chizuru feels a lot more human to you. In my opinion, the whole point of the single tear in the manga, Chizuru is meant to appear more human than you realize, but remain kind of robotic. Remain thematically dead. You don't get her. It's meant to remain consistent with Kazuya's words and interpretations of Chizuru's character. That tear, in my opinion, contradicts what you're supposed to understand, but it's not meant to be like, oh, look, she's actually human. She's meant to remain somewhat not human. The whole point, in my opinion, is the single tear is meant to remain somewhat not human. It's kind of horrifying. Like, I want you to look at the tear one more time. I know I keep coming back to this. The way Reiji draws the tear is kind of horrifying. It's a little scary, right? The way the tear is drawn is a little scary. Her reaction, while there is emotion there, still feels a little scary. It's a little bit unnerving. Mostly because she still remains calm, you know? But there's a humanity to how she approaches it, you know? She wipes the tear from her face and then she wipes the tear off of the table, right? And that makes it feel really human. It's like she's trying to hide the tears, right? It's like she's trying to hide the tears. She's literally making them disappear, right? No tears, disappear. And I think that is meant to show the hidden humanity of Chizuru's character, rather than like fully tell you it exists. It's meant to allude to the fact that there is something underneath there you're not seeing and you're only getting glimpses of. And you don't really see the tragedy and pain of this character. You're only getting a glimpse. You're only getting a little tiny piece, not the whole thing. And I think that, in my opinion, kind of got butchered in the anime, whether they meant to or not. The scene, I'm okay. Again, like I've said before, this scene structurally is literally traditional catharsis. Drag you super low, make you really sad. Oh, the place feels so empty and dead, and then flip it over, and you're like, oh, there's the emotions, there's the tear ducts. It's very straightforward. It's very, very straightforward. Whereas the anime, or whereas the manga is like just so much more subtle, and it doesn't give you the full picture. It gives you a piece of the picture. It gives you a piece of her pain. It tells you she feels something, but she's kind of disconnected from it. She's literally disconnected from her own tear. She erases her own tear like it's not there. You know, she's disconnected from it. It's like she feels like she's not allowed to cry. It almost feels that way. It's like it feels like she's not allowed to cry. She's not allowed to feel sad. And I think Chizuru's starting now to really come to terms with that. Yeah, no, that's my personal interpretation of this scene. It's not bad, it's just tonal whiplash, in my opinion, because it's played so straight. It feels like there is an undercut to her emotions that surprises her, and then she resumes control. Yes, there is an undercut to her emotions that surprises her, and then she resumes control. Absolutely, that is the point. That is absolutely the point. That is how I read it too, right? But it being so small reflects how much control she has. So I think I wrote something about this. Let me pull it up. The tear, it being a single tear rather than multiple tears, reflects how much control she actually has. Okay. Chizuru in the let's see, blah 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 blah. Okay. Chizuru sheds a single tear for the sad truth that she is alone. She's not aware of the tear. She didn't notice she shed it. She's surprised by it, and she values it. This tear means so much more than it appears. Yet she didn't cry as much as the other people, so it must not be as important. But it's arguably more important than any other tear shed. This single tear puts all the others to shame. Chizuru in the anime is a lot more emotive. That's kind of a double-edged sword, I think. On one hand, it's easier for the viewers to understand and relate to. On the other, I think it impacts the subtlety of her character. Chizuru didn't cry uncontrollably here. She's out of sync with her own body, so a single tear comes down. It mirrors how alone she feels. A single tear for a single person. Someone with so much control over themselves that that only a single tear comes out. Yet that tear speaks 1,000 words. It makes it more tragic in a way. She can't even fully cry. All she can do, all she has, is this subtle indicator that she doesn't want to be alone. Yet she can't stop the tear, and yet she can stop the tear and get back to work. Chizuru has been alone for a long time, after all. But coming back to a large empty home that has nothing but ghosts reminds her that now she's not only alone, but she's lonely. For this house was once full of life. She's not crying for the dead like she did in the cheer update. Which was years of built up loss. She's crying for the lack of the living. So it's the total opposite of the breakdown. It's singular, and it might even be a hint to the readers that there might have been many more tears we didn't see. That this single tear may not be the first shed, but the few droplets that are left. Or maybe it's the dam she's not letting out, that she wants to cry a lot more and she just feels like she can't. And of course, there were hints of this during the Odaiba date. Continuing with the single tear motif, It's only one tear after all. A single tear is very small compared to her thinking she's getting something from Kazuya by talking to him. It's not worth it to her. It's stupid. So she stops herself from talking to him even if she wants to. This raises the question of why does she not want to talk to him despite crying? Are her tears really worth so little? By making her cry a lot, I think the anime removes how small her feelings appear to Chizuru. She must not be serious if she only shed a single tear. This even alludes to the viewer's perception of her while also contradicting them. It being so subtle makes it a special moment for her that viewers might speculate on. Chizuru believing she's not worthy could be so deeply rooted that even her body believes she can only shed a tear despite wanting to cry a lot more. It's as if it wants to cry and it can't. Like her inner child is very lonely. Her flashbacks, if you'll notice, a lot of the flashbacks you see in this sequence, she's literally a kid. But despite the child being so lonely, she doesn't want to let it out for fear. So sorry. She doesn't want to, for its tears are not very. Oh, okay. So sorry. Let me read it again. It's like her inner child is very lonely, but she doesn't want to cry for its tears. But she. Oh God, I keep fucking up how I'm reading this sentence. Give me a sec. Let me read it again. It's like her inner child is very lonely, as we see through the flashbacks. It's mostly her being a kid. But the kid doesn't want to cry, for its tears are not very loud. So she buries them deep down because she thinks she has to be an adult instead of accepting the kid on the inside. But if she cries a lot, she must really love him. I mean, this would be the immediate interpretation. Man, she's so lonely, she misses Kazuya. It just lost some of the subtlety of her character. That's all. And I think that kind of sucks, you know? I think that kind of sucks. I character. I appreciate it specifically because it made me appreciative of the contemplative silence of her single tear in the manga. There's no music, there's no sound, nothing. It's just a tear and emptiness. Chizuru is literally left feeling empty here. So I think that's kind of my issue. Is like the single tear says so much more than all the tears she sheds in the anime. Silence is effective. Sound effects can be annoying. Yeah, contrasted by so sorry, where were we? Mangas are always better than the anime adaptations. I don't think that's a fair assessment to make. I think anime can have its own appeal, but at the end of the line, you just have to accept it's not the source material. Some things can be better, absolutely, but that's not always the case. I would argue, for instance, the Attack on Titan adaptation has things that are better than the manga and has things that are worse than the manga. So that's not necessarily a fair assessment. What not human? Didn't get that one. Well, Chizuru appears kind of robotic here. The way Kazuya talks about her is like there is no gender equality and she has all the power in the relationship. And yet when you turn to Chizuru, she's literally alone. And she has no power or anything. She's literally just has nothing. So Kazuya, the way he's generalizing his talk about Chizuru, makes her feel less human. A lot of people's interpretations and a lot of the ways people are looking at Chizuru is very inherently dehumanizing her. A lot of the ways people criticize Chizuru's character is very dehumanizing to her character. So here, you get a snippet of her humanity. So what Reiji did in the story is that when Kazuya got back home and their home was gone, you're intentionally shown how robotic Chizuru appears. Then you get a clue that she is sad. You know, she is sad that she lost her home. You see her be sad about it, but she doesn't cry. When she gets home, she says that she sheds a single tear. It's all very subtle stuff to show you she does in fact care. But Kazuya is actively looking at her as though she is a different species, as though she is not the same fucking person, as though she doesn't feel emotion like him. He's constantly saying, like, oh, she's probably just gonna move on. She doesn't fucking care. This scene shows you the subtle hidden humanity of Chizuru's character that Kazuya is actively dehumanizing in how he's talking about her without realizing. This is the reason why I hardly ever watch anime. I only read manga these days. I think the anime is still worth it because in watching the anime right now, it made me appreciate what's so good about the manga. I don't think it's bad. I just think it lost the subtlety of her character. Why can't many anime just let the scene be silent? This is why this scene is weird. In my opinion, this is exactly why this scene is fucking weird. They did do that. And then proceeded not to. They did exactly that. They were playing the scene perfectly. And then just felt the deep need to put music there. I think, in my opinion, weirdly enough, I think the anime underestimates its audience. I think the anime sometimes doesn't really have full faith in its audience and thinks they're not gonna be able to retain attention unless they do these things. And to give them credit where it's due, their approach has worked. To give credit where it's due, their approach has in fact succeeded. So I can't exactly be 100% correct in my assessment that they're failing the manga. They're not. I would argue they are succeeding because people are watching it. However, it has lost the meaning of the manga in a lot of ways. And in that same way, I would argue, I think Reiji sometimes overestimates the readers. I would argue Reiji sometimes overestimates the readers. And I think at this point in the manga now, Reiji has been like, oh no, okay, my readers are dumb as shit. Okay. He's just kind of accepted it. He's like, okay. Some of you are smart, a lot of you are dumb as shit, but all right. I think that's just kind of some of the issue with the anime. It's not bad. It's absolutely doing some stuff correctly, and it does some awesome, really subtle storytelling very well. It's just sometimes it's a little too afraid to stay quiet. So they need to put sound. They can't fucking resist. And I think in this particular scene, they wanted to play it really straight and show a lot of emotion, and to be like, look, Chizuru is so human. Come on, see how human she is. And I get it. Heck, I could even see Reiji possibly suggesting this. I mostly because of how people just don't seem to recognize Chizuru's fucking human. Literally, anime fans dehumanize the ever-living fuck out of Chizuru. I still see it with some of the people in chat. Not you guys. Not the people who are here. But I still absolutely see it in chat where there's people who are absolutely just dehumanizing the fuck out of Chizuru's character. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, you guys don't understand her. So I could even see Reiji possibly agreeing to this, to be like, okay, show them how human she fucking is. Jesus Christ. But because the manga will always exist, the manga is always going to exist. So even if the anime contradicts it, it doesn't mean the manga doesn't exist. I think that's probably how Reiji looks at it. That's why he doesn't mind the anime so much. It's like, as long as it gets the job done, it's fine. So I wouldn't be surprised if even Reiji possibly agreed to this depiction of Chizuru's character. Mostly because it's like, okay, but it'll convey to the watchers, she's a fucking human being. Jesus Christ, she feels things. You crazy motherfuckers. And I think Reiji is really trying, and I think the anime is also really trying to absolutely humanize Chizuru a lot more, because people just don't seem to want to look at this woman as a human being, which, hello misogyny. Hello misogyny. Oh, who could have seen that one coming? Yeah, the unfortunate truth is a lot of the times when, with characters like Chizuru, especially women who act as like a perfect thing, when they no longer fit the perfect mold, you start to realize it was never really about them. I think Ruka is the opposite of this. I think Ruka is doing that to Kazuya. Just as Kazuya is doing to Chizuru, this thing where he's unintentionally dehumanizing her and in so kind of hurting her, just as Chizuru is kind of hurting him in her own ways, in idolizing the ever-living fuck out of him. Ruka is the opposite. Ruka, in idolizing the ever-living fuck out of Kazuya, is dehumanizing him. Right? Because she's completely ignoring his feelings. Just as right now, she's in many ways dehumanizing and completely not really seeing Umi's character and just kind of ignoring him in favor of how she wants to perceive him, right? Even if it doesn't fit the reality, even if it's all contradictions. There was a movie recently about this. I didn't get to finish this film, but from the little bit that I've understood about this film, it was called Obsession. It's a horror film, and the film seems to be rooted in this idea of this like wanting this person so badly, or wanting the idea of this person so badly that you don't see them, that they're not really human, that you're robbing them of autonomy and choice in how you're approaching this. And so I could see that like happening right now in the manga to Umi, you know. But we'll see. When we see Les Chizuru in the manga right now, many people forget what her character is like. AKA the Ruka movie, lol. I don't know if I should spoil this, but I'm going to tell you it's apparently not the Ruka movie. Spoilers. Apparently it's not what you think it is. And no, that's not really Ruka. That's not like Ruka absolutely has yandere traits and tendencies, but that's not Ruka. I don't think the various departments of the anime are always gelling, because I've seen Kappa's rough and they look incredible, but when they get colored and in-betweens added, it looks worse. Yeah, that's a very common thing in the anime industry. You'll see like the line work. I forgot what they're called. There's like different steps. There's like literally multiple different steps in the anime, and like you'll see the line work and shit, and it'll look fucking incredible. It'll actually look goddamn incredible. But when the moment they color it, a lot of that just disappears. A lot of what made it magical and special just fucking disappears. But that's the thing. Kana Hirayama, or Kappe, isn't exactly perfect either. Because remember, she's just kind of being told what to do. And while she does have like things she can do, a lot of the time she's not really fully in control. And a lot of the times, like, the subtlety and things she wants to convey isn't really there. Not to mention, sometimes she can also misunderstand characters and misinterpret how scenes are supposed to look. Because I've seen some of her roughs and like some of the line work she's done, and I'm like, wait, this doesn't feel correct to the character. Wait, you're the one who did that? Oh, you know, it's like stuff like that. So it's like it's always like everybody has their own interpretation of a work, and not everybody agrees on that. She cheered up a lot, but only one droplet was on the table. Oh yeah, I noticed that too. I noticed that too. It's so fucking funny. Genga, are you talking about that? Genga is like one part. There's another part. I should do the dishes. Okay. Wait, Minnie asked him out at night? I thought she asked him out during the day. Oh, wow, it was at night. Oh, wow, it was at night. Huh. Weird. So Minnie asked him out during the night. I didn't even process that. Huh. That's kind of cool. Kiba and Curry were heartless, so I'm grateful for the invite. Yep. Kiba and Curry still suck as friends. What do you mean? What do you mean? I would if I could, but you can. Okay, the comedic. Okay, I'll give them credit where it's due. I'll give the anime credit where it's due. A lot of its comedic timing is peak. A lot of the anime's comedic timing is kind of fucking peak. Credit where it's due. A lot of the times, like the anime's comedic timing is on point. Wait, the cat ears music is perfect. Okay, that was really good. Okay, that was really good. Fuck me, they got me, dude. The fucking crying was great. I'm sorry, that was kind of peak. I'm sorry, the crying was kind of peak. It's good to know you're actually hurting. It's good to know you're actually hurting. Isn't that interesting set of words? Hey, it's almost like that's the whole point of the scene with Chizuru. It's meant to show you she actually is hurting too. But it's very subtle. That's the whole point of it. It's meant to be very subtle. I have no idea what she's thinking. I mean, we lived in the building for 2 years, whole years. What is she? An android? But did you see her face? Zero emotion. Did you see her face? Zero emotion. When you look at this, do you see emotion? That is thematically the point. That's why she's supposed to kind of look consistent like that. You know, there is emotion. It's just very subtle. The whole point of Chizuru's character is that she's not super emotive. Not in the traditional way. Why do you think she's jealous of Ruka? She's jealous of Ruka because Ruka is a lot more emotive. Ruka shows her emotions on her face. That's why Chizuru's jealous. Yet even when Chizuru is sad, she's not like fully bawling her eyes out. She's just partially crying. Kazuya has seen her cry. He knows she's not a fucking robot. So why the fuck is he saying that? Earlier, she showed him she was sad, right? Earlier, when they were in the house together, we were talking about this. He sees Chizuru sad that her family's gone. Right up until now, she looked like she didn't particularly care, but she did, even about her mom. That makes sense too. Even if it's Mizuhara, there's no way it doesn't get to her at least a little bit. He knows this to be true. So why does he go back to this? Your interpretation is bad writing. Most people's interpretation is bad writing. No, he goes back to this because he doesn't trust her. That's it. He goes back to this because he doesn't trust her. No matter what she says, what she does, how she acts, he will never trust her. And that is what has to be addressed before anything can change in their relationship. He does not trust her. There will always be a contradiction to how Chizuru acts around Kazuya and how Kazuya interprets that because he doesn't trust her. So he will always judge things incorrectly. She's not a robot. And I think the anime intentionally goes out of its way to make Chizuru super emotional to be like, this bitch is wrong. But in doing so, it kind of shoots itself in the foot. It's a double-edged sword. Wonder where her family home is. Truth nuke. Okay, fair enough. Stupid translation, but it works. Girls like that are generally bad news. They're bad news. I don't think this is subtle at all. The fact that we're like, oh, Chizuru's bad news, and then all of a sudden we cut to Umi and we're like, oh, he's bad news. No way. This is so cute. She says that as she sends the text to cheer them on so they can interact. That's so cute. It's fine. Okay. Someone's having fun. Jesus, relax. God damn. Wait. Mind if I join? They better scream. Where's the scream? No, where's the joke where someone tells them to shut up? Wait, they were supposed to scream in unison and someone was just going to tell them to shut the fuck up. Why did that happen? Fuck. Okay, there's Chizuru. Go to bed. Delete event. Not going to bed today. Oh, she looks so cute. The Mizuhara theme. Good choice. The Mizuhara theme. Good choice. She's meeting friends. Yeah. Oh, they even kept the dress the same. That's crazy. Wow, I'm surprised they were actually to be able to animate the dress correctly. They kept the eyes closed. Good job. He's not her boyfriend, thank God. Wait, did they remove a scene? Hold on, hold on. No, wait. I think they changed something. Hold on. I think they might have changed something. They did change something. I knew it. So they changed one thing, and I think it's they unintentionally hurt Kazuya's character. Um, when Chizuru shows up, Kazuya can't look at her. Uh, then he closes his eyes, and he's like side eyeing her. He's not actually like looking at her. Turned up. Mind if I tell her really? Run. Yeah. Then he starts looking at her. Right. Then his eyes turn to look at her. Right. And he doesn't want to be like the other men. Um, yeah, the anime does this really subtle thing and unintentionally hurts Kazuya's character. So look at what they do. He's looking away and he looks up at her. He doesn't do this in the manga. He keeps always looking away. And then until eventually he looks at her. This is meant to mirror Chizuru, who's also not looking at him. The whole point of the scene is that neither character was looking at the other. They were kind of like side eyeing the other person. They weren't actually like literally directly looking at them. So having Kazuya look at her actually mischaracterizes the scene a little bit. Okay. The voice acting is good. Um, the voice acting is good, but the visuals are not good in my opinion. They're kind of missing some of the subtleties of the scene. She's so heavenly, she's even raising the pub's value. Oh, so if this scene was meant to directly be following the other, oh, Kazuya is like, did she just come back from work? She wasn't working. She was at home eating. She wasn't working. She was at home eating, and she lied that it was her job. She dressed like this specifically for him. Damn. All right. Scorts. Don't let it get to your head, Kazuya. The ultimate Venus couldn't possibly be missing a guy like me. The ultimate Venus. Ooh. He actually says Venus. Wow. Okay. Oh, shit. That was really good. Ooh, that was really good. They even did it with the mouth, too. Like, her lips are actually moving correctly. That was really good. Fuck, okay. Wait, I want to watch that again. Nah. Okay. Here, let's watch it together, gang.
Nomisugi.
Namizugi. Oh my god. Wow, they did a really good job there. Goddamn. Don't drink too much. Minnie? Ooh, this shit's real hot. Ooh, this shit real hot. You're paid before I forget. So she came to give this. She's so unemotional about things. That's not why she came here. That's not why she came here, but it's so interesting how you can come to that interpretation. Interesting. Yeah, you don't realize how you can give someone that impression without meaning to. That wasn't Chizuru's intent, but she might have unintentionally given that impression. Given how she's acting, there's no way she's just lonely. She literally is, though. You're drinking? It's so funny. 1 second, she's not lonely. She fucking hates me. Next second, holy fuck, she was lonely. She actually drinking. Oh, and then next second, she's not lonely. She fucking hates me. It's so funny. Constant whiplash in his mind. It's fucking hilarious. So I can see why people might not like this. They're like, no, dude, just get a clue. Like, the problem is like, you want Kazuya to figure it out, right? Like if you're in this for Kazuya to figure it out and understand. I think I know how to characterize this really well for you. I think I know how to characterize this really well for you. What the problem is. Most people, when they interact with romance manga and anime, view the misunderstanding as something to be solved, right? That's how most people look at it. So you're waiting for the character to fucking figure it out, right? Figure it out already, dipshit, right? Because you know the answer to the problem, right? You view the miscommunication as a problem that needs solving. So you look at it and you're like, oh, I already know the solution, just do it, right? So you're waiting for the character to catch up. You're waiting for the character to catch up to what you already know. Reiji views it differently. Reiji is just like, wait, why is the misunderstanding even a problem to solve? What if I just talk about the misunderstanding? What if we just explore the misunderstanding rather than solve it? And I think that's where the readers are misunderstanding. The way I'm looking at it and the reason I'm enjoying it is because I'm looking at this misunderstanding and I find it fucking hilarious. I find the tonal whiplash of Kazuya's interpretations of the scenes fucking hilarious. And I'm just having fun with what's being presented to me rather than looking for the solution because I already know the solution. No fucking shit, she's lonely too, idiot. But it's just funny to see him interact and think like this. I think that's how Reiji's writing this. He's writing this to be like, look at how funny a misunderstanding can be, rather than here's the solution to the misunderstanding. Right? And then underneath all of that, there is the tone of the scene being there's the exploration of the misunderstanding and why you think like this. Can you hold your liquor? Well, I'm not a lightweight, at least. Not that I can tell myself. Yomori showed no hesitation in asking, "You sure that's okay to ask?" Would she answer that? Why not try? At least, like, that's the thing about Minnie. At least she just fucking does it. Is it okay tonight to get drunk? Babu, babu, come by. Hop in, idiot. Hop in, idiot. Do it, dipshit. Yeah, that's fucking right. So I will say the tone of the anime in this scene is both perfect and kind of a little off. There's meant to be a bit of loneliness to this scene that I think the music undercuts. I think the musical choice of this that is used here is both perfect and kind of undercuts it. And it's kind of hard to pin down like why it doesn't work so well. Like this is a little more complicated. There is a kind of quiet loneliness to this scene that is it's like both funny and quiet and it's really strange. And I think the music choice like works and they kind of maintain that quiet loneliness to the scene that's a little different from usual. But at the same time, the music somewhat undercuts it because it's so fast paced. It's just because the music is a little too fast, but it's also perfect because it kind of gets you laughing. I think they kind of got like the best that they could, kind of thing. Okay. Mm-hmm. Everybody's cheering. Let's break up. That's the fucking that's the line. That's the fucking what's the punchline. This is the punchline of the scene. A girl breaks up with a guy because he keeps checking out the other girl. You're not even fucking serious about me, man. You're just checking out this other girl. That's the punchline, which is really funny because Kazuya is with Minnie, but he's checking out Chizuru. Yumi. Ooh, steamy. The jazz is a good choice. Wait, the jazz is a good choice. Wait, Rent a Girlfriend has jazz? They actually have the balls to use jazz? Finally. Finally. This series needed jazz, bro. Rent a Girlfriend needed fucking jazz, bro. I cannot believe they finally have they never used jazz before? Am I insane? Have they never used jazz before? I'm hearing jazz blues in the fucking background, motherfucker. Okay. Chizuru getting steamy. Worked up a sweat. Wait, they have used this song. They have used this song. She's guzzling down those drinks. Yeah, like you, bro. Oh, he's so horny. She's giving me the gray light to ask things. Proceeds to give him even more. She said she's curious. What is Umi's motivation right now? for talking to Ruka? He's curious. Why is Ruka talking to Umi? She's curious. What does Kazuya want to know? Oh, that's right. Kazuya's curious. Minnie's curious. Curiosity. Oh boy. Anything goes. Don't toss me a live grenade! You got something to say? Spit it out. I don't feel like you're tiptoeing around me. Easy for her to say, like it's no big deal at all. You know, it would be really interesting for Kazuya to say at some point in the future. Chizuru's like, why won't you talk to me? Why don't you say anything? Kazuya just gets mad and says, because I can fucking lose you at any minute. It feels like if I say something wrong, I could just fucking lose you at any minute. That's why I don't just fucking say what I feel. I think that would be really interesting. Kazuya always feels this way. Like he can just lose her if he just says the wrong thing. And that would be a really interesting fight to have between them because Chizuru would be like, do you really think I'm that fickle? That like I would just break up with you not talk to you ever again if you said the wrong thing. Right? I've done plenty of wrong things and you've forgiven me, so you think I won't do you that courtesy? That's a good fight to have. I think that's a fight they need to have where Kazuya just feels like he needs to say and do the right thing. And then he eventually just snaps at Chizuru where she's like, why the fuck won't you talk to me? And then he says that, and then they just, like, it just breaks out into a full-blown fight. You've got a lot of stuff I want to say. What made you come here tonight? What are you up to yesterday? He's so drunk. I love the drunk voice. It's perfect. He doesn't say any of that. He doesn't say any of that. He should have asked all those questions. They kind of, okay. They do a good zoom in shot. Kana clearly drew this. I think they thematically kind of missed the point. They should have drawn Chizuru in shadow here. Chizuru feels unseen here because she showed him earlier. He saw earlier that she does feel sad. She showed him multiple times in the past that she does feel sad and feel emotions. So why the fuck does he come to this conclusion? So she literally is meant to feel unseen here. There's a reason she's shadowed out. She feels invisible. So she gets fucking upset. Right? Like, she tries to get into a fight here. Right? She tries to get into a fight here, and Kazuya refuses to fight her. Watching the show from... Well, I went and said it. Chug the... Okay. I do. And? I don't like the music choice. But I like how she did her voice direction. Yeah, I do feel things. What about it? That was how the fight should have started. That was how the fight should have started. That's where they should have had a fucking fight. I do feel things. I am a fucking human being. What about it? Why would this be the perfect fight to have, right? That Kazuya thinks Chizuru is not human, and he is just like, she doesn't feel the same things I do. How did the series start? Kazuya dehumanizes Chizuru, publicly shames her, and acts like she doesn't feel things and it's all just an act. You're just pretending. You don't believe anything you're doing. You're all fake. The same way Chizuru is dehumanized for working a job, she is dehumanized here in interacting with Kazuya because he doesn't see her and he assumes she's doesn't feel emotions. So what does she do? I do feel emotions. What about it? Right? Bro, advocate for yourself. Advocate for yourself. Someone says stupid shit. Like, you don't feel sad. You don't feel emotions. Tell them they're fucking stupid. You do feel shit. You do feel emotions. What about it, bitch? Advocate for yourself. Chizuru's doing the right thing here. Okay. So, teaser. Sue me? Nani the fuck? There was a big earthquake yesterday. Maybe I should do something to make sure these don't fall over. Recovery tropical fish. Chizuru gave her an umushi. It's a tropical liqueur for her birthday. They're foreshadowing season 6. That's twice now. They have used Sumi to foreshadow season 6 and season 7. That's twice now. He's not dehumanizing her, though. He's saying what he receives from her. And it's wrong. He is dehumanizing her. He keeps pretending like she doesn't feel any fucking emotion. She actively shows him she feels emotion. So why does he see her lie and pretend like when she's with Minnie? Why does he pretend like when she's with Minnie and she's not showing her emotions that's the real her? When she showed him every time, she feels emotions. She cried in his arms. She opened up to him about her struggles. She told him all sorts of things that she's been through. She took him to her home and told him she does feel fucking sad that she doesn't have a family. So why the fuck does he seem to come to this conclusion that she doesn't feel anything when she's actively shown him she feels things? He is dehumanizing her. He doesn't mean to. He's not trying to, but he fucking is. Because he's pretending like she doesn't feel things. He's not seeing her. He's not really interacting with her. It comes back to the breakdown of trust between them because she betrayed him. Again, I said this. That is Kazuya's reasoning. That is what he's doing. It doesn't excuse how he's seeing and interacting with her. That is not an excuse. He's actively acting like she doesn't feel emotion. And he knows this is not true. He has seen evidence this is not the case. He knows she's a human being. And she feels emotion. She absolutely feels fucking sad. Just because she doesn't look sad, it doesn't mean she doesn't fucking feel it. And that is literally what Kazuya has lost. He has in many ways kind of lost his form of empathy. He or at the very least, he started losing pieces of it. He started losing pieces of his empathy in his quest for love and in his trauma, in his coping mechanisms, in the breaking of trust. He perceives it as though she betrayed him. He doesn't realize how he's betrayed her 10 times over as well. And at the same time, he doesn't realize that she's traumatized and hurt. And maybe that could be a reason in all of this. A big factor in what's currently going on in the story right now is you doing things and you're not realizing how it conveys a lack of empathy. Now, Chizuru has done parts of this herself too. You know, in not interacting with him, she unintentionally gives him the signal she's not interested. However, they are way past this point, and nobody really sees it. Well, she's seen evidence of how he's got wrong idea due to her actions, so she should know why he says that too. Yeah, so she's just like, okay, I do feel things, you're wrong. And she put in an effort. Well, actually, no, she doesn't really have evidence that he gets the wrong idea from her actions. She gets some clues that he gets the wrong idea from what she does, but she doesn't really have a full picture. And she actually put in an effort, you know? Now, there are things she doesn't consider right in that she doesn't contact him. That I can agree to. right? In not contacting him, you're giving him the wrong fucking signals, and it's fucking stupid. Absolutely. That is dumb. Chizuru not contacting him after ghosting him, I'm like, do you not fucking see what you're doing, idiot? Like, bro, do you not see what you're fucking doing, idiot? You ghosted him for 3 months on accident. What do you mean you're not going to contact him? You're literally giving him the wrong fucking signals. Idiot. It's similar in that regard. Anyways, let's keep watching this. I'm interested. Sumi wants to give her a gift. Wow, this is a whole new, brand new scene. We just get a scene of Sumi drinking liquor. Yep. Yep. Oh my god. Yeah, that was them literally foreshadowing season 6, where Sumi comes over to Chizuru's house and celebrates her birthday. Because are you fucking kidding me? Chizuru got her a gift for her birthday, and you think Sumi isn't gonna get her anything? Oh, there's a new scene! Oh, there's a new scene after Minnie punched the shit out of Kazuya. Chizuru walks in and she's just like, what the fuck do you do? What the fuck do you do, idiot? What the fuck do you do, idiot? Wait, there's a new scene. Loneliness and girlfriend is the chapter for next time. I love you could hear Minnie whimpering in the back. Minnie's like fucking whimpering in the back. She's like, ooh, why? Do it, please. That's a funny addition. That's a cool joke. Okay, so next time it's gonna end. The last episode is gonna be when they move in together. And they're gonna add a few scenes. And I think in the very end, right at the very end of season 5, what they're gonna do, this is my bet. They've done this almost every season. At the end of season 5, what they're gonna do, the stream buffer. Is the stream buffer? Is it good now? Is it good now? Are we dandy? Not for you. Okay. So, okay. At the end of season 5, what they're going to do, at the very end, and this is just my bet, they're gonna tease future events, because they do this every time. The very end, they're going to be like, here's Mommy, here's Sumi, here's Umi, here is, what is it? What else are they going to do? Sumi, Mommy, Umi, here's a bit of Ruka. Here's a bit of this. Here is them shopping. Here is this. Like they're gonna here's the cat. They're gonna show you Peter. They're gonna show you fucking Peter. So yeah, I think that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna like do a bit of foreshadowing, for the future chapters. You know, that's how they're gonna end season 5. And I think that's what's gonna happen. Now, weirdly, this chapter's like weirdly connected to everything. What the fuck? Like, this episode has a lot of connections to the current chapter. What the actual fuck? Straight up. What the actual fuck is going on? Like, it makes me feel like the break Reiji took was intentional. It makes me think the break Reiji took was intentional. Like, what the fuck? That felt intentional. What do you mean? No, so yeah, like what I was saying before about the whole Chizuru Kazuya thing, it's both subtle and not really that subtle. That's kind of the beauty of the way Reiji writes. It's like I was talking to Crystal earlier. Like the whole point of what Reiji writes that's so perfect is that it is subtle, but it doesn't negate the action that you're currently taking, which is Kazuya unintentionally dehumanizing the person while at the same time he isn't. In his mind, like when he sees all the effort she put into her clothes, what she did, and all those things, he's not dehumanizing her. What he's doing, the way he's dehumanizing Chizuru is he's dehumanizing her emotions. He's removing her emotions in the picture because he's so focused on the appearances. In so doing, he's not realizing what he's doing. It's kind of, he's like unintentionally dehumanizing Chizuru. It's just kind of sad, you know? Just a little sad. He's not trying to do this, but he's so focused on her feeling a particular way as an inverse to her feeling something towards him. So currently in the manga, he's so focused on Chizuru falling in love with him. Now he's so focused on Chizuru not feeling anything. Right? So he's not saying, like literally, he's not like treating her like she's not a human being. He is literally doing all the things to treat her like she's not a human being. So he's literally saying, you don't feel anything. Right? That means you're not human. Dehumanize. Do you see how just kind of, right? He's not, it's not like he's literally like treating her like she's not a person. In acting the way that he does, he's doing that. Right? It's unaware of what you're doing. You're trying to get something so badly, you're unaware of what you're doing. Right? And it literally leads to Chizuru not feeling seen. She feels invisible. So she advocates for herself. You know? I do feel emotions. Your interpretation of me is wrong. I didn't say you couldn't talk to me. All right? In the end, you'll see something that doesn't appear in the manga. Mini and Kazuya. Yeah. You're watching and reading the past events. It makes Kazuya slowly more unlikable. Due to his trauma. Well, every character is currently kind of unlikable. That's the point. That's kind of the point. Every character right now is kind of unlikable. Ruka's kind of unlikable. Mommy is likable, but like if you dig into her actions, it's actually kind of unlikable. Sumi is likable. You fucking love Sumi, but again, you dig into her actions for a fucking second, and I'm like, aren't you just kind of using your job as an excuse to like interact with Kazuya instead of just being honest that you like him? And then just using Chizuru as an excuse to not tell him you like him. That feels like a fucking excuse. Aren't you just doing the reverse of what Kazuya is doing? Right? Aren't you just doing the reverse of what Kazuya is doing? Doesn't this just feel like a big fucking excuse? That's kind of like Sumi. Like, and then you look at Minnie, and Minnie's kind of unlikable too. You know, she's on one hand, she's really supportive, she's nice, she's great. On the other, she operates on a lot of misinformation. She confirms her own biases. And she kind of just keeps fucking lying in her own loneliness, you know? Keeps pretending that's not what's going on instead of just being fucking honest about what she's seeing. Instead of like actually getting into it. Chizuru's kind of an asshole in her own way, you know? Like yeah, you feel bad for her, and at the same time, she is still not talking to him. And she knows she's doing something wrong. Minnie is a Redditor. No, she's a little better. No, she's a little better. She's a YouTuber. YouTubers are they're a little better and a little worse than Redditors. She's a YouTuber. Better and a little worse. No, she's not a Redditor. No, she's not a Redditor. Redditors are so much worse than Minnie. Redditors are so much worse than Minnie. Like 10 times fucking worse than Minnie. But yeah, that's pretty much every character. Like everyone has unlikable traits. You know? Kazuya is absolutely fucking up in the manga right now, but what the story is currently writing, in my opinion, is that you are your own worst enemy. And until you start addressing the things that you keep not liking about yourself and start making changes in your life, nothing's gonna change. You know, your life is gonna keep fucking sucking. No matter what you try to achieve, no matter how perfect you try to become or how flawed you think you are or whatever, It doesn't matter. It's not going to change unless you really just address yourself. And that's kind of the problem, I think. Like, that's kind of where we're going right now, in my opinion. Like, again, that was kind of my theory that I had, is like, oh, Umi could be hurt as a byproduct of what's going on. Like, the character you think would never get hurt would get hurt. I think that would be really interesting. Like, to humanize Umi's character. Umi, as a narrative storytelling tool right now, does not feel like a human being. He feels like a character who is just being used to do awful things. You know, he's a playboy. He doesn't feel things. He's kind of an asshole. He doesn't really fucking love Chizuru or any of that shit. It'd be really cool if what Reiji does is ultimately humanize Umi's character and be like, you're all wrong about him. Every single one of you is wrong about his character. You don't know shit about this person. You're all wrong. You made so many assumptions and judgments about this person, assuming he would never feel or react to anything, assuming he's conniving and scheming and this horrible person. Plot twist, he's not. Plot twist, he's not. You're all fucking wrong. I think that would be a really cool twist. You take the villain character, you convince the audience he's a villain character. You frame him as a villain character, right? Only to flip it over and like, no, he's not a villain. You're all wrong. I think Shunji family's doing the opposite. Shunji family actively convinces you the dad's a good person. Actively goes out of its way to convince you the dad is a good person. I still hope and pray to fucking God Reiji pulls the rug and he's like, no, the dad's a terrible fucking person. I hope to, I really, really hope Reiji commits to this. I fucking hope Reiji commits to the fact that the dad's a terrible fucking person. I really fucking hope so. I kind of hope so. I hope we commit to the fact that the dad has actually done terrible things to his children. I really fucking hope so. I'd be really sad if we don't. I'd be really fucking sad if we don't. I kind of want it. I want it so bad. Bro, show me that the stupid billionaire is an awful person. Please. Show me how the person a byproduct of his environment is a terrible fucking person. Like, he literally seems to embody like the idea of how Japanese people view rich people and how it's like inaccurate to reality, you know? How rich people sell you the lie that they did a certain thing when they didn't. So like, okay, I've talked about this. A lot of people a lot of people get really sensitive whenever you talk about a fucking billionaire, and I don't know why. Like I've had people in comments like talk about that, and I'm like, why are we sensitive about billionaires? This is weird. They're like richer than any of us will ever be, and they could literally just spend half of their money and end world hunger, but they choose not to. I kind of feel no fucking sympathy for billionaires. like these people could literally change the world for the better and choose not to. I feel absolutely no sympathy for any of these people. Anyways, my point is that the Shunji family starts with a story. It even in the anime, it even shows them writing something, right, at the very beginning of it. The story being that this dad who has 7 kids who are all beautiful, told them this story, sold the public this story that he earned all of his wealth in a single generation. Why is this interesting? Well, in the manga, he's compared to Elon Musk. Now, for some reason, people get really defensive when I mention this man. Look, I don't agree with any of Elon Musk's bullshit. I believe he's a fucking liar. The reason I say this is because what Elon did, and the fact that that the Shinji family dad is being compared to him, it feels very intentional. You're told that these are all his children, and they are all like his actual children, and they're all beautiful. The story in chapter 1, you're immediately told this is a lie. They're not all his children. He adopted them. Okay? So, no, all of his kids are not beautiful. He adopted them from other people, and they all happen to be beautiful. What was the other story they told you? He earned his wealth in a single generation. That was the 2 stories you are told. Those are 2 key things you're told. Now, why is this important? Elon Musk, for the longest time, sold people under the lie that he earned his wealth in a single generation. That's a fucking lie. His dad owned an emerald mine. He literally already came from wealth. He was already wealthy. He just happened to increase his wealth because he cheated and lied and used people. Which is what you fucking do to get money in this world. So where are the real parents? We saw some of the real parents. We haven't seen all of them. We've seen Minami's parents. So in particular, her mom. We saw Minami's mom in the manga right now. It's inconsistent who they are and shit like that. It's kind of a little weird. But literally, just as the children are not actually his kids, and it's a fucking lie, so is his wealth a lie. And I think that's going to come back around and it's going to get revealed later. That his wealth is also a lie. He didn't make his wealth in a single generation. That's a fucking lie. That's a fucking lie. That's a lie billionaires convince you of, that they earned this. They did not fucking earn this. Billionaires did not like just earn their wealth. They didn't. That's a fucking lie. Billionaires avoid paying taxes. Okay? If you look it up, they'll tell you billionaires pay taxes, but then you'll actually look into it, they don't. And the reason is, and the reason I fucking hate billionaires, by the way, if you want to know why I fucking hate billionaires, we as people have to pay taxes. Okay? You as a human being has to pay taxes. If you don't pay taxes, the IRS will fuck you up. Okay? Like if you live in the US and you don't pay taxes, the IRS will fuck you up. Okay? Elon can use a loophole. Technically, Elon doesn't have any income. Technically, he makes kind of like a few dollars, you know, a few pennies or fucking whatever. Because of this loophole. I don't understand it super well, but from the little bit I understand, it's really fucking stupid. Because of this loophole, he only pays like just like a little bit of money. Technically, he doesn't even pay taxes. It's like Tesla that gets taxed, right? And when you see how much he gets taxed, right? Like when you see how much Tesla gets taxed, you're like, wait, but he's a trillionaire. So he like paid $1. What the fuck? Right? So he's a trillionaire. Like, do you know how much is a trillion? Right? So Elon's the first trillionaire. Or he's the first person to be worth $1 trillion. He's not a trillionaire. He's worth $1 trillion, sorry. How much is a trillion? Right? How much is $1 trillion? It's $100 billion. Or sorry, not 100 billion, 1,000 billion. Right? So 1,000 billion. It's $1,000 billion, okay? When Elon got taxed the last time, he paid like 3 or 5 billion from Tesla. It's like he was taxed like $1 or $5 for 1,000. His $1,000 was taxed like $5. Fucking what? Fucking what? Excuse me? And his wealth, if he used like not even half of it, probably like 20% of his wealth, not even fucking kidding you, if he loses like 20% of his wealth, he could probably end world hunger and end homelessness. I'm not fucking kidding. He could end world hunger and homelessness if he just used like 20% of his wealth. Why the fuck does he get to hoard all this money? In that same way, I believe the Shiunji family is also criticizing this, but in an inverted way. What Shiunji family does is sell you on the lie, right? What Shiunji family does that's really good is it does the complete opposite of Rent-A-Girlfriend. Rent-A-Girlfriend is the truth behind the lies. Shiunji family sells you on a lie. From the get-go, it sells you on a lie, and it tells you the lie is not real. Right? It tells you the lie is it tells you the truth underneath it all. But it keeps selling you the lie. Right? It convinces you of the lie. It shows you that it's a fucking liar. Right? Why I like Shiunji family, what makes it so clever to me, and the reason I kind of want to give it more of a chance to kind of really get into it, Shiunji family tells you it's a liar and keeps letting you believe the lies. It tells you I'm a fucking liar. but you're going to keep believing these lies. Rent-A-Girlfriend's the opposite. Rent-A-Girlfriend is like, yes, I tell lies, but it reflects my truth. Right? I'm not lying just to be a terrible person. I'm saying this is my truth. Right? It tells you the truth. Rent-A-Girlfriend actively tells you the truth. And you can choose whether to believe the truth or the lies. Shinji Family actively fucking lies to you. It's a series that actively fucking lies to you consistently. And unfortunately, people just kind of like just read it like people like fucking Mother's Basement read it straight and they completely miss the fucking point. They're billionaires. They're above the law. Yeah. Thanks, Reagan. Thanks, Reagan. Trickle down. Guys, it's only been 15 years. It'll trickle down eventually. He's a trillionaire now. It'll trickle down now. Trickle down economics, my fucking ass. The problem is that in Switzerland, they don't pay taxes either. Yeah, and then when you criticize the government for it, what they'll say will be like, oh no, if we tax the billionaires, they'll leave. Okay, get the fuck out. I don't want you either. Oh, sorry, where are you gonna go? Okay, go somewhere else. I don't fucking want you either. Right? I that's the thing that like pisses me off. It's like whenever we tell like fucking politicians to tax them, they're like, oh, but they'll leave. The money will be gone. Okay, go. I don't want you. Can't wait for Elon to get hacked. Didn't he already? Actually, wait, why do we even need Elon to get hacked? We constantly just show how much of a fucking pansy he is. He's a little baby man. Oh, I'm so sad my child is trans that I'm going to start an entire political movement because I fucking hate it. Right? Hey, Elon, congrats. You can buy everything but the love of your children. God damn, dude. So sad. Like, in some ways, like, Elon is part of a system. In another, he's so destructive that it's like, I kind of feel no sympathy. Musk's net worth grows by the billions because his company shares increase in value. He owes $0 in taxes on that growth because he hasn't sold that stock. His wealth has grown, but it isn't considered income by the IRS until it's liquidated. Yeah. And that's pretty much, isn't that pretty much what every billionaire does? Isn't that pretty much literally what every billionaire does? They just kind of like, technically it's not income. They don't really have income, right? It's just stocks. So therefore it's a fucking loophole. But it's like, okay, we know it's a loophole, right? We know it's a loophole. Why don't we address it? Hey, IRS, we know this is a fucking loophole. Why don't you address it? Nope. They say billionaires provide jobs. Ha! Dude, billionaires literally wage theft. Billionaires are literally built on wage theft. Fuck off. Get all his money hacked. I mean, we'd need some good hackers. But how would how could you even do that? Actually, wait, you can't even really do that because his money's literally stocks. Right? So like the way you could do that is like you plummet like the stocks of the company and the company loses its value. That's how he would lose his money. Yeah, and then they get loans using their wealth as leverage so they can be liquidated. Yeah, I don't remember the specifics of it. I just know billionaires don't fucking pay taxes. I don't know the specifics of it, I'll be honest. And that's fair. Like, you can criticize me for that. That's fair. I can't even, like, fucking argue against you. I don't know the exact specifics of it. But it does not feel... Like, the reason I even brought all of this up is because it doesn't feel coincidental. Like, okay, for the longest time, I was sold on the Elon billionaire lie too. For the longest time, I was sold on the idea that Elon earned all of his wealth. That he earned this fair and square. My family was too. We fucking believe this shit. So the fact that Reiji is writing a character that he loosely references Elon with, where he has, like, Elon is notoriously terrible with his kids, right? Elon sold people on the public that he earned his money. Elon also bought Twitter, just like the Shinji family's dad bought Twitter. And while Elon named it X, the Shinji family dad named it K. I think that's really interesting. That doesn't that seem egotistical to you? Because the Shiunji family's dad, his name isn't his family name starts in K or some shit, and he renamed it K. Doesn't that sound pretty fucking egotistical? That you would buy a product that's not yours, right? Or sorry, you buy a product and therefore you make it yours, and then you rename it. You change the public name to something you believe is better. Doesn't that feel pretty fucking egotistical? And yet, the story actively doesn't go out of its way to say the dad's egotistical. Intentionally so. Yet his actions reflect that egoism. Yeah, and then okay, we were with this. You can see it here too. The rich keep getting richer while poor people are the ones who end up paying the price. Yeah, no, unfortunately, I see a lot of homelessness. It's pretty fucking sad. Well, Shinji family did tell the siblings that they are not siblings. Yeah. That we were saying this earlier. Like, that's the first... You are told basically 2 lies at the start of Shinji family. You're told at the very beginning that the dad earned his wealth all on his own in a single generation. The second lie that you're told is that he has 7 beautiful children. Plot twist, that's a lie. The 7 beautiful children are a lie. They're not actually his kids. They're not actually his kids. He adopted all of them. None of them are his children. Okay? He still treats them like his children, apparently. But people said, like, Elon initially treated his kids well, and then all of a sudden he's a terrible person, only to realize he never actually treated them well. Just as the dad, you can kind of see how he, like, shaped and molded his children in particular ways. And they clearly didn't like him. You know? Bro, the dad ruined her daughter's birthday by telling the truth, and they say happy birthday. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Did you notice that? Did you notice that scene? I talked about it when we were watching the anime. Did you notice what the dad does? He ruins the daughter's birthday by essentially telling everyone, you're not siblings. None of you are related. Okay, now kids, shut the fuck up. We're going to eat. He tells the kids, okay, kids, shut the fuck up. We're not talking about this anymore. We're going to eat now. We're going to pretend like nothing just happened. The fuck you mean, bro? What the fuck, bro? Like, he literally shuts them up, and the fucking servants look at him, and they're like, what the fuck? Right? All the servants, like, look at him, like, what the fuck did he just... What the fuck? Right? The way he does it is so manipulative. Right? He drops this, like, bomb on them, and then just pretends like nothing happened. It's so manipulative. And the scene doesn't, like, outright tell you it's manipulative because the children will not view it as manipulative. Right? Also, one of the servants you find out later is, yes, it's her mom, I know. Yes. I know, it's Minami and Shion's mom. I know. Yes. I'm aware. Which is also kind of fucked up. You know, that's its own way of fucked up. Like, goddamn, what the fuck? You know? Oh, yeah, you can be a servant in my house so you can be close to the children. That's okay. Like, oh, but, you know, don't tell them or anything. Like, fucking what? Bro, what? Like, I understand being nice to the mom. You know, but it's a little weird, you know? Your mom is, like, right there being the servant to her daughter, and then just, like, she never tells her kid ever, excusez-moi, mademoiselle, the fuck? That's a little sus as shit, bro. What do you mean? That's sus as shit. What do you mean? Like, there's a lot of shit, like, right now, narratively, from the little bit that I've read of the Shiunji family, because I'm only reading it very loosely, it seems like the whole narrative point of the story right now is how the adult world is hurting these children, how adults are failing these children. How thematically impressive would it be to show how even their dad is failing them? Right? We're so busy on how the adults are failing them, we're not realizing that their dad is failing them too. Because they're going through all of this shit and the dad's not around. The dad hasn't been around for like 3 chapters. Like 4 chapters or some shit. He just has not been around. The kids are just like dealing with this on their own. Like fucking what? Right? Did you notice that? The dad actively leaves them alone. He just always leaves his kids alone. He's like never there. He's a terrible dad. He's literally never fucking there. He like always leaves his kids alone. He's like barely in the story. He just occasionally pops in, says hi, gives them a new toy, and fucks off. Which makes you question, is he actually like a good dad? You know? The anime goes a little further to like try and humanize the dad, which I don't know if I like. You know, the anime goes a step further and tries to humanize the dad. And it's not like the manga doesn't either. But the way the anime does it, like in my opinion, like is like too humanizing. You know, it's like it's too humanizing to the character. Where the manga like shows him in a different light. Assigning what they want to do like in the future for all siblings. Yeah. Yeah, he literally like tells them what their future role is, right? You either follow this role or fuck off. And so all the children are literally molded and groomed to become certain things. And you see why Kotono acts the way that she does, because her dad literally told her, just be happy. That's all I need you to do. Just be happy. Right? He literally made them all stand in a line, gave them all roles in the family, and then told her you don't need to do anything. So naturally, Kotono feels like the odd one out. A big part of Kotono's story is that she's actually more like all the siblings than you realize, but she literally feels like the odd one out. And the reason she bonds with her sisters so much now is specifically because all of her sisters feel the same thing as she does. So when her sisters are just like, I love Arata, she's like, yeah, me too. Oh shit, we're bonding. We're finally connecting. Oh yeah. Oh, I get that feeling. I so relate to you. I feel the same thing. And then recently in the manga, she was like washing Arata's back, right? Like the story started with him being the older brother washing her back. Then all of a sudden it ends with her being the older sister. And it's like, wait, she's the youngest one. Why the fuck is she acting like she's older than everyone? This feels fucked up. Like something's wrong here. What the fuck's going on? Right? And it feels like the story literally flipped everything on its head. It feels like the narrative right now literally flipped everything on its head. That everything about the Shunji family feels wrong. And literally the adults are betraying the children, because the story starts with the dad seemingly being the protector of the children. You know, they're only okay, their life is only good because of the dad, you know? Only for that to quickly fail and to realize how fragile and like senseless that is. And how the dad really wasn't really fucking protecting them at all. You know? He was kind of leaving them to the wolves, and they only kind of fucking got lucky for the most part. You know? So it'd be really cool to like dig even further into that. The dad who started as this protector flips his role. He's not a protector anymore. He's actually a bad fucking person. I'm like, yes. I would cheer from the heavens. Dude, I would fucking cheer. Straight up. I would goddamn cheer. Like, yes. And the story's doing a lot of that right now, where like we for example, we started this story where what's her name? The girl with glasses. Siha. We started the story with Siha getting on top of Arata on his bed to be like, oh, I'm just feeling your heartbeat. But now she gets on his bed because she wants to kiss him. And she's like, well, you got to kiss Minami. I want to kiss you. And she's like, oh, well, that is stupid. And then as she tries to walk out, they accidentally kiss. I'm like, fucking what? Reversing roles much? Reversing roles much? Goddamn, all right. We're reversing a lot of roles today. Shit, all right. I will be moving to Twitch side. It's lagging for me here. Really? That's weird. Doesn't seem like it's lagging. Seems like it's okay here, but I don't know what's going on. But yeah, no. So a lot of the roles in the story are literally reversing. So it'd be cool if like the final role that gets reversed is the dad. I think that would be really cool. Okay. So my family's gonna get home soon. I might end up calling it. We'll see. Not for you. Okay, that's good. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, before we end it, I want to see Yasmin. Oh shit, I totally forgot about this. Okay, we got to see Yasmin's gameplay. for Street Fighter 6. So they showed the new character. Okay, there she is. Okay. So let's see this character. I've been really curious about this. I'm gonna move myself here. So this is the new Street Fighter character. Okay.
I hit the streets
Oh yeah, she's Filipino.
to prove that I'm a fighter. Keep up if you can.
Round one. Fight.
Ooh! Wait, I kind of like it. Wait, I like the knife play though. What the fuck? Whoa! What the fuck? Okay. Wait, she's kind of cool as fuck. What the hell? Wait, this is so cool.
Thank you so much.
This definitely feels like the main... Oh my god! Ooh, I like her outfit. I like the okay, my friend will definitely like. I have a Filipino friend who will Oh my god.
Not gonna lose.
Oh, it's an insult. Shit, alright! Okay, she has an insult. Ooh, what the fuck? Some Street Fighter 4 shit. Okay, her critical her level. Level 3. She fucking Rasengan's your ass?
Too easy.
She fucking Rasengan's your ass?
That sounded kind of cool, right?
That's cute with her hair down. Oh, what? Her hair is so cute. Wait, her hair being down is so cute. Wait, her hair being down is so cute. Dude, she fucking Rasengan's your ass. What the fuck? Okay, so what does she do? Okay, I gotta make sure. It's a little hard to keep track of because of how they film it, or sorry, the choreography. Let me turn it up to the max. Okay. Ooh, now it looks good. Okay, so she trips you. Damn, dude. Dude, she like spins. Look at this Rasengan shit. Bro, she like Kamehameha Rasengan's your fucking... Bro, she like Kamehameha Rasengan's your fucking ass.
That was too easy.
He's so cute. What the fuck? I hope we get this costume with her hair down like this. I hope we get her costume with her hair like down like this. She looks so fucking cute. What the fuck?
Cool. Right?
The music reminds me a lot of Street Fighter 4 too. Okay, that was a really cool character. Diva! 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 Okay, that was sick. That was sick. At some point, I'd like to play Street Fighter on here. Not sure when. At some point, I would like to play Street Fighter on here. But I'm not sure when. Does her design inspired by Philippine flag? What does the Philippine flag look like? Actually, don't know. A rushdown character at her core with a few tricky moves to keep you guessing. Yasmin zips through the air, hopping to land to strike to activate her lethal Bywin mode. Check out the big blog and take notes. Damn, her design is sick. Yeah, her design is sick. Ah, look at it, so cute. Her hair down is so cute. Her hair down is so fucking cute. It's actually goddamn adorable. What the fuck? Let's see. Philippine flag. Okay, I wrote Philippine wrong, but whatever. Oh yeah, it kind of looks like it actually. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. I see it. It absolutely does look like the Philippine flag. It even has the stars. Yeah, it even has the star because it has. Yeah, it's literally it's fucking right there. Yeah, she's literally just wearing the flag. She's literally just wearing the flag. Okay. Oh, story cutscenes. She ended up doom scrolling on FootTube until one day she stumbled upon a certain French supermodel videos. Oh, fucking Manon. Okay. Re-inspiring her to go out into the world, hoping she'll cut a path that will lead to her. Oh, okay. So she's inspired by Manon. Okay. She kind of looks like her too. If you play rushdown characters, you'll feel right at home with Yasmin as she zips and glides around to confuse opponents before slicing them right up in the face with her trusty knife. Damn, it is a knife. Uh, pair this with her lethal Beyond mode, and she'll make each fight worthy to go viral on FootTube. Lasmin's level 2. Finally, Pomon Kakud Egg. So, oh my god, I can't read that. Her level 3, where she spins an opponent and gathers energy before pulverizing them in an all-out attack. Yasmin's outfit 2 is a Squirrel Girl outfit for which she is not looking for a fight. Unlocked by maxing out her acquisition. It's so cute. Look at this fucking face. It's adorable. She looks like a completely different fucking person. She's so fucking cute. This is actually super adorable. What the hell? What the hell? You could think about making a stream out of it. Filipino friend translated some of the moves, means like wind and stuff. Yeah, I could probably ask my Filipino friend, but I actually don't think he speaks much Filipino. Yeah, her design's really cute. Yeah, I like what they did with her. She's a really interesting character. Yeah, for sure. Looks cool. Yeah, for sure. See if there's anything else. She comes out in August. Man, she's a bit away. Yeah, she releases August 3rd. That's a bit away. There's like a whole month until she releases. Wait, what the fuck? Resident Evil 4 gets a co-op mode. Oh, it's a modder. Oh, okay, it's a mod. Never mind. It's a mod. I was so confused. I'm like, I feel like this would have been a bigger deal. Okay. Well, I think that's. Oh yeah, there's the Spider-Man trailer, but we're not gonna watch that because that means we're gonna get censored. Or sorry, not censored. Demonetized. Yeah, they're gonna fucking demonetize my ass if I watch the fucking Spider-Man trailer. I did see it though; it did look pretty good. So the new Spider-Man actually looks kind of good. It feels a little similar to before. You know, it feels like a little similar to before, where Spider-Man has a problem and he wants to fix it, and like, because Spider-Man No Way Home, the whole premise is that Peter makes a mistake, and the way he goes about trying to fix said mistake is by getting rid of the bad and keeping the good. And he seems to have a problem right now, and he wants to get rid of the bad and keep the good. And I'm just like, isn't this just literally the same thing as before? Like, the premise is different, what's happening is different, but isn't it literally the same fucking thing? Like before it was like an external problem that he wanted to get rid of. Now it's like an internal problem he wants to get rid of. And I get it thematically. The idea is that now it's internal, but it felt a little similar to before. I'm like, isn't this the same fucking mistake you made before? So I just wasn't sure about that, you know. I think what was it? I mean, my Spider-Man game was part 2. I think it was PS3. I'm curious what part 3 Spider-Man's gonna be like, to be honest. But okay, my family's gonna get home in a little bit. We've streamed for about 3 hours, so I'll wait one more minute, so it ends up being a solid 3 hours, on YouTube at least, and then we'll go from there. Oh yeah, wait. Oh yeah, for those who don't know, be careful with purchasing stuff from Japan right now. Apparently, there's a lot of changes happening to like the shipping stuff, and they're being charged more. So like once I get paid like tomorrow, I'm gonna I'm gonna like pay off a lot of the stuff that like needs to be delivered because apparently they're changing stuff. I noticed it the other day, like when I was on Buy E, they charged me an extra 500 yen, but I don't know if that's just a prelude to something much worse. So be careful with purchasing stuff from online, just to be safe. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but it sounds like something is gonna happen. Um, something's about to happen. Apparently, I don't know what the fuck it is. Apparently, it's mostly figures and stuff that's the problem. Um, but yeah, just be careful. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what the deal is. I caught a glimpse of it on Twitter, but I don't know what the fuck is going on. It could be a lot worse. So the new Kingdom Hearts is going to be a whole versus 13 saga that Nomura wanted to do, but mixed Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, yeah, and they even called it the Masters arc. The Lost, they called it, like when you watch the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, it like the original, I think it's like called the Lost Masters arc. So it sounds like that's literally what it's going to be. And I hope it is. I hope it's a brand new saga. It's like actually fucking interesting. Like I want Kingdom Hearts to like be big and expansive and kind of interesting. You know, like I kind of love that stuff. It's funny. I have Marvel versus Capcom on here. I own Marvel versus I own the Marvel collection, and I still haven't played it. I started 3 recently, but that's not even in the collection. And we hit 3 hours. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Let me check one last thing, see if there's anything else I should talk about, and then I'll call it. Oh, the back of volume 46 is Kazuya with black hair. Yeah, so the back of volume 46 is Kazuya with black hair. Interesting. and it ends with Kazuya nuttin'. Or no, that's not right. That's not where it ends. That's not right. Sorry, just wanted to check that. My dad was hurting them my dad was hurting them the whole time. Wait, what? The dad was hurting them the whole time. Oh, you're talking about Shiyunji family, yes. Yeah. No, the dad fucking sucks. Wait. I'm waiting. Why am I waiting? I am waiting. I am waiting. Yeah, I'm gonna try to see if I can end my streams at around 5-ish. Mostly because my family comes around home at around 5, so I don't want to like stress them out. If I do stream past that, I'll probably like get a little quieter or start talking a little more like this, not raising my voice as much. You know, talking a little loud, talking a little lower like this. But usually I like talking like, you know, my voice is loud. I am waiting. I am still waiting. I don't know why I'm waiting. Still have sides gate over here. So it looks like on the back. Oh, I can read my teaser while I'm waiting. So I came up with this theory. I had just a thought. The teaser for Kanokari 429 is very curious. The natural instinct is to attribute this to Ruka or Umi, but what if it's neither, but an outside party observing them? Considering Umi's popularity, this could spark a problem that hurts his career. This actually makes way more sense. Rather than Umi doing something, something happens to him. Kazuya taking a picture with him gets a new meaning in this way, right? We kept thinking Kazuya taking a picture with Umi could be a fucking problem. Turns out it's not. It could be Kazuya causing him a problem, ironically enough. His image could be hurt or ruined as a reversal of Mami destroying Kazuya and Chizuru's images in Hawaiians. Now it's them doing it instead of it happening to them. Cool reversal. Oh shit. Why thank you for how I don't know how much this is. It says 100. I don't know how much this is. Thank you. It's nice. It's nice. I'm not gonna question it. It's nice here. Put you in the spotlight. Here is oh my god. Of course I'm covering your ass. Of course I'm covering your ass. Thank you, Goku. Thank you for sticking to the streaming schedule faithfully. I'm trying my best, okay? I'm trying my best. Does Reiji have a good relationship with the studios that do his manga meant anime? Yeah. No, he gets along with them. He's fine. That's not the issue. No, that's not the issue. That Reiji has a decent relationship with them. Yeah, no, he very much respects the anime. He's very happy he's getting the anime. The staff clearly gives a shit about it. Like sometimes you'll get a staff that just doesn't give a rat's ass. The staff seems to at least fucking care. You know, like they mess up certain things, but like for the most part, what they're doing is really good. Like there's a reason everybody says it's well animated, because for the most part, they hide the fact that it has some animation issues pretty well. You know, it's handled pretty fucking well. No, Reiji is pretty happy. He has a decent relationship with the anime staff. They always check in with him. They always ask him questions. They helped him improve. He heavily respects Kana Hirayama or Kape, like the character designer of the anime. He loves the shit out of her. He's very supportive of the manga. Here. Considering this chapter was just adapted, Koga, the director, this is the director of the anime. They literally put the director of the anime right here. He's Chizuru's contact info. Right? Koga, the director, is literally Chizuru's contact info. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, no, he deeply respects the anime staff a lot. Yeah, this is the director of the anime. Yeah, no, Reiji absolutely has a good relationship with the staff. No, that's not the issue. Like maybe they understand the issue with the anime is less about the staff and the people, and more about what is it? More about the time and the constraints. The corporate element is a whole other factor. You know, that's not really like the issue. Also, it's also since he has a good relationship with other authors, can he do crossovers with them and his characters if they do that anymore? He has a good relationship with authors. He's been helping some authors like recently he I like retweeted it and everything. Yeah, so this author right here, they just released like volume 1 of their story, and Reiji retweeted them. You know, Reiji helped them draw this stuff. Reiji helped them draw the stuff that they were drawing in their manga. And Reiji retweeted them, and here's a collaboration they literally did, right? Reiji drew this, and then the author drew this. And you can win this like little prize if you like retweet and do all this stuff. Right? So not a direct collaboration. We've had indirect collaborations. So for instance, like with what is it? Like girlfriend. We've had indirect collaborations with girlfriend where like they were referenced indirectly in their respective mangas. Reiji references mangas, but he doesn't just insert characters. He's had collaborations in the past with other things, but not just like outright, you know. But Reiji is currently like teaching, so he's currently teaching other mangakas. So he's been doing that, and that's been helping people, and that's how he's like that's his way of collaborating with other people by helping them like that. They still do that. It's just not as like very openly common. Yeah. And I just purchased these recently. I'm going to pay for the shipping tomorrow. And then I'll look into what the fucking shipping issue is right now. A little concerning. I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's a little concerning. I didn't get any emails from MyE saying that there was an issue. I can check MyE right now, see if there's a problem. There we go. Okay. MyE website will undergo maintenance. June 9th, website is undergoing maintenance. Notification of name change for Japan's postal service. June 1st, 2026, the service of International e-Packet Light under air shipping will be changed to acceptance identification recording air. In accordance with this change, the display names on the MyE website will be updated. Subsequently, please note that it may take some time for the updates to be fully reflected. Yeah, I don't know what the fucking deal is. Doesn't seem like MyE is saying anything in particular. So I'm just going to stick to my usual. If I notice anything besides the extra payment that I saw, so the only thing I saw is that they're charging me an extra 500 yen now. And so like when I'm purchasing something, it costs a lot more than when it initially did. So like I purchased something that was supposed to be $7 and I paid $12 instead. This scales, of course. Like whatever you're purchasing, this kind of scales with it a little bit. So just be mindful of that kind of stuff. Like when you purchase something, it's going to cost more now. And that's not accounting for shipping. You know, that's not even shipping is like $20 sometimes for the item. Like I'll purchase like a $12 item, but my shipping will be like $20. So just be mindful of that. The only reason I'm okay with this, just understand the only reason I'm okay with this is because these items would cost a lot more here. That's why. These items would cost significantly more here. So I'm just kind of okay with doing that trade-off where I'm technically paying, like, splitting the price, if you will. But I know most people aren't okay with that. Some of these items you can't find here, and that's kind of why I'm somewhat okay with certain things like that. So just be mindful. I'm just not sure. Anywho, thank you, Goku, for the donation. I don't actually know how much that is. It's got me curious now. I gotta want to check. Fan funding. Viewer activity. Here, I'll move it to the side. I don't want to put you on blast. Ah, I see. Thank you. Thank you. Not $100. Yeah, I already knew it wasn't 100. I just didn't know how much it was. It's $1. Yeah, it's a single dollar. I recently bought something on Byrd, and I could see a note code increasing in prices. And noticeable. Yeah, yeah. Prices are definitely increasing on Byrd. Yeah. So it's just be mindful, and unfortunately, it's gonna keep fluctuating. Unfortunately, it's going to keep fluctuating. It's not gonna be consistent. So we don't know. Okay, gang, I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna go check on my mom. She's probably gonna be home soon. I want to make her something. Well, I already made the food. I already got the food, but I don't want to keep talking on here to bother her. I don't know if I'll stream tomorrow. I'm off really early tomorrow. I'll figure out what I want to do tomorrow, so I'll let you guys know. I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do, but I'll let you know. But yeah, with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, do all the fun stuff. Subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell icon, keep up with the uploads, all the fun shit. Yeah. If you have any topics that you want that are interesting that you want to talk about, feel free to let me know. Okay, I'm gonna wait 10 seconds so it hits 3:15 exactly. Great stream, Johan. Can't wait for next week's reaction to the final season. Have a good day. Yeah, I'm excited for that too. I'm also excited for the next chapter. Okay, with that said, bye bye.